It's 1773. Britain passes the Tea Act, and in response, colonists in Massachusetts sneak onto ships at night and dump over $1 million worth of British tea into the harbor. The Boston Tea Party, a founding story of America. It represents our core values: freedom, grassroots organizing, the scientific truth that tea is disgusting. But it also represents the economic concept of bootleggers and Baptists. The term comes from another beverage-based law. See, in many states, it's illegal to sell alcohol on Sunday. These are often called blue laws. Who supports these things? Well, there's people who think Sunday should be reserved for worship. We call this group Baptists. But there's another group pushing for the law: illicit sellers of booze who brew at home. This law has just eliminated their competition for that one day a week. This group is called bootleggers. The concept of bootlegger and Baptists apply to a number of settings. The group we call the Baptists provide the moral justification. Now, they're usually not actual Baptists, but they're any group that says this law is good for society. Then there are the bootleggers, the ones making money off the regulation. They stay quieter, but they love the rule because it usually protects them from competition in some way. Now, the dynamic can play out in a number of ways. Sometimes the Baptists push for the law first, and then the bootleggers realize, oh, we can make money off this. Other times, bootleggers are the ones driving the law, and they use Baptist-style moral arguments to convince the public. And sometimes, both groups are there from the beginning. However the combination forms, the duo is powerful. The Baptists give politicians a story that sounds righteous, while the bootleggers support them financially. And together they make regulations stick and last. Let me show you.
This is a strip mall near my house. Inside there's a dentist where I could get my teeth whitened. Now, teeth whitening is an easy process, but in many states, only dentists are allowed to do it. Why? Baptists claim non-dentists would endanger patients, while bootleggers profit by being able to charge 4 to 5 times more now that there's less competition. There's also a salon in there where if I was going through some sort of midlife crisis, I could get my hair braided, but I'd have to go there because hair braiders need a license. Why? Baptists claim this is to protect consumers from unsafe hair braiding, while bootleggers profit by being able to charge thousands for certification courses that many times don't even include hair braiding. Now, there's also...
Oh, that really hurt. I'm probably going to have to go to the hospital. But the hospital near here is so far away. Why? Certificate of Need laws that require new hospitals to get the approval of existing hospitals to open. Baptists claim that this ensures orderly growth and prevents unnecessary competition for medical services, while bootleggers profit by being able to block new hospitals and surgery centers from opening. It's really far away. It's probably easier for me to just die.
My poor family. They're going to have to pay a lot for a casket. Why? In some states, only licensed funeral directors can sell caskets. Baptists claim this protects grieving consumers, while bootleggers profit from the limited competition. All right, see y'all. I'm off to heaven.
Anyway, bootleggers and Baptists explain why our regulations are generally inefficient. These policies aren't the product of well-thought-out debate or some calculation to increase overall welfare. They're driven by the moral outrage of the Baptists and the special interests of the bootleggers. Back to the Tea Act. Where are our bootleggers and Baptists? The Act lowered taxes on the British East India Company and granted them a monopoly to sell in the colonies. So on the British side, the Baptists would be British citizens who wanted to save the storied East India Company, a symbol of national pride, from financial ruin. The bootleggers are the shareholders of that company. Is that it, though? What about the American side? Might there be bootleggers lurking among the colonists? Now, the Baptists on the colonial side are clear. They want some representation in British Parliament for decisions affecting them, like the Tea Act. But remember what the Act did. It lowered taxes on the British East India Company. The colonists are actually mad about a tax cut. Now, it's only a tax cut for the East India Company, to be sure, but the price of tea was about to go down. Who could be mad about lower prices? Well, the competition. See, there was money to be made smuggling Dutch tea and avoiding the British taxes. With the now lower taxes, the East India tea would be cheaper than the smuggled tea, by exactly 1 penny it turns out. So here is our bootlegger-in-chief, John Hancock. Later known better as president of the Continental Congress and an enjoyer of large font sizes. But in 1773, he was leader of the Sons of Liberty, the group behind the Tea Party, and he's a wealthy smuggler. Now, this isn't one of those videos where I say, hey, look how bad the founding fathers were, don't you know your history? The Sons of Liberty promoted ideas that we could be proud of, like self-determination, democracy, freer markets, and the Baptist group oftentimes do have good justifications for their goals. The idea of this video is to shed light on an economics concept shaping how the world actually works. Durable political change almost always has these two groups behind it. Bootleggers and Baptists are everywhere, even on the Declaration of Independence.